Hello there, Maria. Hey, Mom, it's nice to hear from you. If I may ask, are you free today? Let me think. No, I got all my shopping taken care of in the morning, so I don't think I have anything for the rest of the day. Is Kurt at work? Yep, he's actually out of town on business right now. I think he was planning on coming back home later on tonight. I see. Well, I'm sure you're probably wondering why I'm asking you all these questions. I think I might have some idea why. And something tells me you've guessed correctly. I know you too well, Mom. If you have other plans, then please go right ahead and say so, dear. Like I always say, I don't want to impose on you when you're relaxing or taking away time from your personal business, but you know I do truly enjoy going to cafes and pastry shops with you, and, well, since I was planning on being in the area, I thought I might just extend a little invitation to my beloved daughter-in-law to set aside a few hours of her afternoon for some tea time with me. Now, I'll completely understand if you're busy or not in the mood, so if you don't want to come along, then just say so, dear. Nah, it's all right. I'll go with you, Mom. You know me, I never hesitate to tell you no when I can't go with you. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Maria. So how are you doing today? Actually, I was up pretty late last night getting some last-minute work done and just woke up a little bit ago. Oh, you poor thing. Well, I suppose that's one benefit of working from home like you do. Rather than spend all night in a dark and lonely office, you can do it in your own home. Right? It's a great arrangement. So, yeah, it's going to take me a little bit to become presentable enough to go out in public, so how about we meet up in an hour at the usual place? Does that work for you? 1 hour from now, the usual place. Got it. I'll see you later, dear.
Hey, Maria. Look, I'm really sorry. I know I said I was going to be home later on tonight, but plans have changed.
Kurt, what's going on? Are you okay?
I just got a call from my neighbor a little while ago. She said that my mom fell down the stairs. She hurt herself really bad. They had to call an ambulance.
What? Your mom fell down the stairs? Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. When I called the hospital, they said that Mom's gonna need a lot of help around the house, even after she gets discharged. So I'm gonna be staying at my mom's place for a while.
So you mean you're gonna go straight to your mom's house right now?
Yeah, that's right. Man, I finally got back from this extended business trip and was just about to get in my car to drive home when I got the call. Mom's been living by herself ever since she and my dad got divorced, so she doesn't have anyone else who can take care of her but me. My company granted my request for family leave already, so yeah, I'm just gonna head right over there.
Okay, well, is there anything you need me to do for you? Should I bring you some clothes or something?
No, whatever you do, do not come over here.
Why not, Kurt? Is something wrong?
Mom said that it would be way too stressful to have you around, so she doesn't want you over here.
She did?
Well, yeah, of course she did. You know just as well as I do that you and Mom never really got along very well.
Oh, huh.
So anyway, you can just leave everything over here to me, okay? You could just take care of yourself and the house for me.
Right, gotcha, Kurt. Take care of yourself and your mom. Hey, Mom, did you get back to your house yet? Yes, Maria, I just got home a short while ago. Thank you for asking. I looked all around, but I don't see Kurt anywhere. Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say. It was just so bizarre. I mean, he sent me that text when you were literally sitting right next to me in the cafe. Yes, and I just talked to my neighbor after I got home. When I asked him if he had called Kurt on the phone, he had no idea what I was talking about. Furthermore, he said he doesn't know Kurt's phone number, so he couldn't contact him even if he wanted to. I see. Well, then, I'm gonna try making a call to Kurt's office tomorrow morning. Hey, by the way, Mom, I feel really bad being so brutally honest about having my suspicions about Kurt's behavior, but frankly, I'm beginning to wonder whether the entire extended business trip story was a lie, too. Maria, dear, I don't blame you at all. Quite the contrary, I'd be suspicious of him, too, if I were in your position. And besides, I was the one who told you not to call Kurt out when he was lying about me going to the hospital. I'm partially responsible for this series of events. Yeah, and I'm really, really grateful you told me not to call him out. If you hadn't, then I probably would have thought it was just some kind of joke, or maybe he was just trying to make an excuse for going out drinking with his colleagues tonight and just came out and told him that, no, you're sitting right next to me. Please let me know when you learn anything new, Maria. Gotcha. I'll be sure to let you know. Hey, Mom, I just got off the phone with Kurt's office, and it's just like I thought. His story about having an extended business trip was a complete lie. I see. Well, I suppose that was really a foregone conclusion at this point. The entire time he said he was out of town on business, he had actually taken that office-paid leave. Then yesterday, when he told me that he needed to take care of you in the hospital, he gave his office the exact same excuse and asked for family leave time. All right, is there anything else? Yes, actually. Based on everything we know, I'm sure you probably saw this coming from a mile away, but I'm about 80 to 90% sure he was staying somewhere with his mistress during that time. Several of his coworkers reported to HR that they had seen him going into a hotel with one of the company's new employees, a young woman fresh out of college who just joined this year. That happened about 6 months ago. And what do you know, that very employee took time off on the exact same days Kurt did. She was supposed to come back yesterday, but in what I'm sure is also a pure coincidence, she called in this morning because she had the flu. What do you want to bet the two of them are still together as we speak? Oh no, I was afraid that's what you were going to find out. Who was it that told you all of this? The person who answered the phone when I called was one of Kurt's colleagues. I've also met him several times at various company events. Oh, and he also told me about the female employee's secret social media account. The account itself is anonymous, but there were a few pictures where I could clearly see Kurt's face, so those should be useful to me as evidence of his affair. Well, I'm glad you managed to get those. I guess she should have been a bit more careful when taking them. As for where they went on their vacation, there wasn't enough information on their account to pin a location down. Well, then we have no choice but to wait until they get back. You think we should wait? Well, we've already identified the woman Kurt's having an affair with, and Kurt doesn't know that you know that I'm not actually in the hospital. Don't worry, we'll let him in on our little secret when the timing is just right. What did you have in mind, Mom? First, how about we check with Kurt on when he plans to come home? Oh, good idea, Mom. I'll do that right now. Hey, Kurt, how's your mom doing?
It turns out that her injury wasn't as bad as the doctors first thought. I should be able to come back home in 2 days. I'll have to keep tabs on her condition, though. I might need to come back to help her if she gets bad again.
I see.
Man, I sure was shocked when I heard she was taken to the hospital. I'm just glad it wasn't as bad as it could have been. She could have broken her leg, or worse.
Yeah, that's great news, Kurt. Are you at your mom's house right now?
Yeah, I just got back from taking Mom to a checkup a bit ago.
Uh-huh.
Hey, sorry, babe, I gotta go. I was up really late last night taking care of Mom. I'm beat. I think I'm gonna hit the sack a little early.
Oh, you poor thing. I'll make sure you get plenty of rest. Good night.
Hey, Maria, I'm heading home now. I'll be there in just a few minutes.
Oh, you're coming home now?
I sure am. Man, you wouldn't believe the traffic right now. Like I said, I'll be home in 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops.
Okay, thanks for letting me know. Boy, this is really getting interesting.
Huh? What is?
The whole thing about your mom going to the hospital?
What do you mean? You think that's interesting? What's your deal? Maria, what's going on?
Welcome home, dear. I should ask you the same question. You ran right to the bathroom and locked yourself in when you got home. Did you have to go that bad?
That's not it. Why is Mom at our house?
Because she came over yesterday and spent the night.
What? Hey, wait a second. Does this mean you know about,
Yep. I knew it was all a lie from the very beginning.
You did? But why? How?
At the time when you sent me the panicked text saying that your mom was in a terrible accident and got taken to the hospital, I was sitting right next to her.
You were together?
Yeah, we were having a little tea time at a cute little cafe.
You were having tea with my mom? There's no way. You guys never got along. I remember back when you started working at home and Mom didn't get that whole system at all. She just thought you were a full-time housewife. She'd call you and keep you on the line for hours on end, and when you told her to stop, she flipped out.
Oh, that? Yeah, we already talked that over. It's water under the bridge now.
You've gotta be kidding me.
Your mom found out that I was the one who was writing the cafe hopping blog that she read every day. When we got to talking about it, she came to understand the fact that I was a professional writer, and she apologized for her mistake. So we've been going cafe hopping together for quite some time now. Didn't I tell you about that?
No!
Sometimes my work takes me over where near your mom lives, and she often has business that brings her over here.
So that's what you were doing when I texted you? Cafe hopping?
Now you get it. I'm glad you were able to catch up. That's how I knew you were lying.
Unreal. I thought I could use your bad relationship to my advantage, but I ended up ruining everything.
Right? Like I said, this is getting really interesting.
No, it's not. Come on. This sucks.
Kurt?
Hey, Mom.
Have you forgotten the reason your father and I got divorced? He lied and told me he was going out of town for business when he was actually going on a trip with his mistress. Of all the things you could have inherited from your father, you had to inherit that. Where did I go wrong in raising you?
Mom,
Now unlock the door and come out of the bathroom. Once you do, you're going to get on your knees, apologize profusely for betraying Maria, and prepare yourself to pay penance for what you've done.
Mom, no! Mom, you can't do this to me! I'm your son! Aren't you gonna take my side?
As your mother, it's my sacred responsibility to punish you for getting out of line. Oh, Kurt, what am I going to do with you? I never in my wildest dreams imagined that I would one day have to force you to come out of the bathroom and apologize as an adult. The last time I had to do that, you were 8. I've never been so humiliated in my life. I don't know how I'll ever make it up to poor Maria.
Mom, please, you have to take my side. You have to.
As soon as you're done apologizing to Maria, I'm disowning you as my son and writing you out of my will.
Mom, no! Listen, Maria, I'm gonna break up with that girl, okay? So please give me another chance.
No.
Please!
I'm going to stay at my parents' house.
Maria, wait!
You want me to wait? Why don't you come out of the bathroom and make me?
But I can't do that, not while my mom is around.
I'll let you know once I've hired a lawyer. Anything else you want to say to me will have to go through him.
A lawyer? But what for?
I'm divorcing you, you lying, cheating creep. Goodbye.
Maria!
The house we were living in was in Kurt's name, so I moved out and went to stay with my parents. I found a lawyer right away and sued him for a divorce with damages added for his affair. Also, I found out later on that the woman my husband was cheating on me with was engaged to be married herself, which means the two of them had to face another lawsuit from him after they got done with mine. After that trial ended, for God knows what reason, my ex-husband messaged me saying that he has no money to pay the damages after he paid me off and asked me to lend him some. I ignored him. Next, he went to his mother's house to try his luck there. However, unbeknownst to him, his mother had moved some time ago, and he had no leads as to where she had moved to. I know where she is now, obviously, but I'm not going to tell him. One night I actually saw him in a crumpled heap on the sidewalk in front of my parents' house, crying his eyes out. My father had given him a few choice words that apparently hit pretty hard. After a while, he stood back up and slowly started shuffling away into the distance. I have no idea what he's doing now.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Dad, is now a good time?
Huh? Lily? I haven't heard from you in a while. What's up? You know, I'd love it if you showed your face around here sometimes. I miss you, you know. I've been settling into my new life of living alone ever since you flew the nest a year ago to get married pretty well, but I'd still like to see you sometimes. I'm your dad, sweetie.
Yeah, well, you see, it's not that I don't want to.
Huh? What is it then?
Well, there's something I was hoping I could talk to you about.
Oh, alright. Well, sure. Go ahead.
My husband Frank just got back, so I'll have to shoot. Let's do this another time, okay? Sorry, Pops.
Sure. Got it. If you're ever in trouble, I want you to know you can message me anytime. Hey, Lily. You messaged your dad behind my back yesterday, didn't you? I know everything.
Huh? No, I didn't.
Do not lie to me, woman. I got done looking through your phone hours ago. You cut it off mid-discussion because I came home earlier than planned, didn't you? You lying lowlife. Don't bother trying to keep up the act, woman. Believe me, I'm already pissed enough as it is.
But my phone was locked. How did you...
The password was your dumb bitch mom who died 10 years ago's birthday, right? As if I wasn't gonna guess that. You think like a simpleton. It was so easy to guess, I got it on my first try.
Oh my god.
I made your instructions perfectly clear when we got married. I told you were to cut off all ties with your worthless loser of a dad, didn't I?
Please, Frank, don't do this. I'm begging you. Will you just cut me some slack on this one thing, please? He raised me all on his own after my mom passed away. I can't cut him out of my life.
So let me get this straight. Basically, you mean you're perfectly fine with me having my dad using his power and influence to make your dad's factory go bankrupt. That right?
That's,
If you don't like it, get him out of your life ASAP.
But please,
You know what happens, don't you, Lily? I know you know what happens when you act like this. So why even bother? It'll only end in misery for you.
Dad, help me.
Lily, what's wrong?
Frank kicked me out of the house.
He kicked you out? But we're in the middle of a major typhoon. It's not safe to be outside right now.
Yeah, that's why he kicked me out.
What the hell is going on here, Lily?
He's been telling me to cut all ties with you and never speak to you again for a long, long time now, but I couldn't do it, and when he saw me hesitating, he grabbed my phone and tossed it out into the backyard. It was like he was possessed by a demon. He pushed me flying out of the front door and locked it behind me.
In the middle of a typhoon? Where are you right now?
I'm taking shelter under the bus stop near our house. Do you know the one I mean?
Wait, do you mean the bus stop near the Johnson River? The one by the bridge?
Yes. I thought I could ride the bus to the station from here and make it to your place on my own. But when I got here, I realized I don't even have my purse.
Got it, I'll be there soon. But it's dangerous to be near a river during a typhoon this bad. Can you at least make it somewhere safe while I head to get you?
He threw me out in my pajamas, so I'm barefoot. I think I stood in some glass or something, and it hurts like hell to walk.
You don't even have shoes on. Alright, just hold tight, sweetie. I'll be there as soon as I can. Frank, is now a good time? Oh, aren't you Lily's dad? Been a long time, huh? Hope you're doing well, sir. Isn't the typhoon today awful? I'll see. So you're aware we're in the middle of an awful typhoon then? Huh, yeah, of course. I'd have to be blind and deaf not to know this is a really bad one. The boss called and told me not to go into the office today, so I'm working remotely instead. I see. So you kick my daughter out barefoot in the middle of a horrible typhoon, while you sit working in safety at home without a care in the world. What exactly are you talking about? Lily's doing the dishes in the kitchen as we speak. Oh, that reminds me. She accidentally dropped her phone in the sink, so she can't message you right now. We're gonna drive out to the phone shop to get her a new one once the typhoon calms down, so sorry, but we'd appreciate it if you waited a little before trying to contact her. I don't plan on letting Lily go back to you. Huh? She's here with me right now. What? What the hell do you think you're playing at, boy? But I broke her phone. How the... Yeah, she told me all about how you tossed her phone into the yard in the middle of the worst typhoon the state of California has seen in 26 years. Fortunately, it landed on the lawn and is well known as being one of the best phones on the market for water resistance. After picking it up and getting herself to safety, she messaged me explaining all the horrible abuse you've been subjecting her to and begged me for help. I rushed out to help her in the middle of the typhoon as soon as I got the message. I barely recognised her, Frank. She weighs 35 kilograms for crying out loud. Seriously? It would appear you've been constantly pressuring her to break off all ties with me. Do you mind explaining why you did that? Whatever. I guess if you know it can't be helped, there's no use in trying to keep up the act anymore. I see. Does that mean you're finally going to man up? Show me your true colours? You want to know who I really am? I'm the son of the CEO of a major company, and I'm set to be president one day. And you, Andrew, you're nothing but the owner of one of my father's dozens of minor, insignificant subcontractor factories. You're nothing but a worm beneath my feet. We live in different worlds, peon. Different worlds. So what? I took your trashy production line working daughter and claimed as my own. What's the issue here? She should be grateful someone as powerful and respected as myself would even give her a look in. In return, it was her duty to live to serve me for the rest of her life and do my bidding at all times. But that goddamn stubborn blockhead refused to cut you out of her life. She had the nerve to disobey me, her husband, the lord of the manor, and the supreme master of her life. You can't seriously expect me to forgive impudence of that magnitude. It might seem cruel, but this is the only way to educate her in the ways of wifeliness and make her see sense. I kicked your dumbass daughter out barefoot to educate her in the ways of being a good wife. Sure, we might be in the middle of a typhoon, but hey, that ain't my problem. If anything, being kicked out in the middle of a typhoon might make her think even harder about her disgusting behavior. I see. You're saying some very messed up things here, Frank. Messed up? The only one who messed up here is you. How the hell did you raise your daughter for her to end up like this? This is why single parents should be eradicated from society. She doesn't belong to you anymore. You do know that, right? She's my wife, and I intend to educate her as such. Wonder if you'll have the decency to cut off ties with her and stop getting in my way. Just what the hell do you think my daughter is? Huh? I'll let you have her hand in marriage because I thought you'd make her happy. And what did you do? You trampled her hopes, expectations, and dreams underfoot as you terrorized, tormented, and abused her. What's your heckin' goddamn point? The only one who needs educating here is you. Wow. Who's going to educate me? You? The owner of some insignificant, poxy rundown factory in the middle of bum shit nowhere. I'm glad you're looking forward to it. Yeah, I sure am. Oh, I can't wait. This should be hilarious. Andrew, hello? Please, I'm begging you, forgive me. Please. What are you talking about? The thing with the business deal. You have to take it back, please. Please undo it. I'm begging you. This is going way too far. All I did was present your dad, the CEO of my biggest client company, collection of conditions for him to meet if we were to carry on doing business together. One of the conditions is to kick me out of the running for CEO when he steps down, isn't it? Make it sound a little dramatic, but yeah, that's basically it. Like I said, your dad's company is one of my biggest clients. However, There are many more companies I could do business with if we were to lose the contract for whatever reason. I can't say the same for him though. The parts he orders from my factory are extremely difficult to get a hold of elsewhere in the market due to patent issues. Not to mention the skill level of our technicians. But basically, if I said I wasn't going to renew the contract, your dad's company would be facing some pretty severe management difficulties before long. Oh, you thought the fact that your wife's dad was just a subcontractor? Gave you full license to do whatever you pleased to her, didn't you? Sadly for you, it backfired. And now, thanks to your arrogance, the very future of his company is in jeopardy. You shouldn't bring personal grievances into business. This is wrong. It's immoral. You call yourself a professional. Personal grievances? Oh, this is nothing of the sort. How is it not? Oh, sure, this might have started out with private affairs, but no matter how you look at it, kicking my daughter out of the house in her pajamas, barefoot and terrified in the middle of a typhoon, is totally insane, devoid of reason. How could I allow someone so utterly lacking in humanity, without even a shred of basic decency, and not to mention common sense, to become the CEO of my biggest client company? Looking at this from a purely business perspective, after what you did, it'd be impossible for me to do business with you and have peace of mind that things on your end would be well run. As a result, I had no choice but to voice my concerns with the current CEO. Here's what I said. Were your son to inherit the company, I would be forced to terminate our contract. Accordingly, in order to continue our business relationship, I require that you appoint an alternative CEO and give me full guarantee that he will never wield any power in the executive decision-making process. Wait, so in that case, if I can get Lily to forgive me, then we can carry on with the contract like nothing happened, right? Excuse me? Right, understood. Give me some time. I'll have this whole thing sorted out in a jiffy. Hey, Lily, you dumb bitch. Undo the stupid mess you made. Make your dad forgive me. Now. If you do, I'll give you back your position of the wife of the future CEO.
Are you a complete moron?
Huh?
Do you have no conception of how you lost your position as future CEO in the first place? Do you have no conception of why my dad is pissed off with you? Do you fail to understand why I want to divorce you and never see you again?
Divorce?
Yep, I knew it. You still don't understand, do you? Not even after everything that happened as a result of the way you treated me. You were so convinced you had power over my dad due to the situation with your dad's company that you thought you could say and do whatever you pleased to me without any fear of consequences. Sadly for you, you couldn't have been more wrong. I have some self-reflecting of my own to do too. Don't get me wrong, nowhere near as much as you do, but I still need to ask myself some serious questions about what happened.
Right. You're right. So you are thinking about the way you behaved then. I'm really pleased to hear that, babe. Alright, we'll chalk this one down to being entirely your fault and move on then. Okay, I'm ready for you to come home and apologize to me so we can go back to normal and put all this stupid crap with me losing my CEO post behind us.
Wait, what? Did you think I was making some kind of apology to you? You're more deluded than I thought. What I meant was that I need to ask myself why I knew so little about my dad's factory. I am mad with myself for not taking more of an interest in him and his work. But you? I never did anything wrong, and I don't have anything to apologize for.
What the hell is this? I'll never become CEO if we don't come up with a peaceable resolution here. Don't you want to be the CEO's wife?
So your response to me telling you we're getting a divorce is to try and tempt me with the prospect of being your wife in this fantasy world where you still get to become CEO? Are you too much of a moron to see how little sense that makes? If I cared about being the CEO's wife, I wouldn't be divorcing you in the first place, you idiot.
What did you just call me?
Besides, even if you weren't physically and emotionally abusive, I still wouldn't have any interest in being with you on behalf of the fact that you have been cheating on me.
Huh?
Surely you didn't think I wouldn't notice. You always did suck at hiding things. You and your lover can both expect a letter from my lawyer explaining how much compensation you're gonna owe me. You better not try and escape.
Andrew, are you there? Oh my god. I mean, I guess I could answer the phone. But you see, Frankie boy, thing is, I might lose my temper as soon as I hear your miserable, wretched voice on the other end of it, drive over to your house, and beat you within an inch of your life. What? Something tells me it'd be in your interest never to message me again. What? But, I guess if you're absolutely desperate to tell me something, I could give you a call. You should know that everything I just said about being highly likely to come and beat the crap out of you still stands. So, what's it going to be? No, no, please, don't hurt me. What did you guys learn from today's story? To me, it was a reminder that more often than not, people who look down on those they perceive to be weaker than them are always the first to brown-nose their superiors like subservient little lapdogs. I figured I'd do Frank, who was a living example of exactly that variety of vile human being, a huge favour by seeing to it that he met a fate fitting for the way he treated my daughter. After my daughter got done divorcing him, and after he lost his job at his dad's company, I put in a word for him with my friend who runs a company called Demon Quarry Foundation. Strictly speaking, they mine rocks and rare metals, but in reality it has a reputation as being somewhat of a reform organisation for society's delinquents. It has a track record of setting even the most wayward and unruly on the straight and narrow through good old-fashioned, intense manual labour. As well as re-educating him, his employment with my buddy also serves the purpose of helping him earn the money he owes my daughter in compensation. You should have seen his face when he found out he'd be working at the Demon Quarry Foundation. Judging from how pale he went, he knew all about them. Mentally unprepared for the arduous journey that lay before him, he was loaded into a black van like a lamb being led to the slaughter. See ya, Frank.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.